Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Well, we got a really interesting knife, really a beautiful knife, and one that I couldn't be more pleased to own. Uh, this is an Arthur Wright lamb's foot. Uh, just a fantastic looking knife. Now it's got the blue and white kind of bone covers, and the jigging, it's jigging. It's not the most beautiful jigging, but it's not too bad. You can see how the bone took the die there, and you can see the construction there with the single spring and the brass liners. Here's your pile side. Uh, Still got some of that lovely white coming through, but still the same as I think Patty described it as god awful jigging. But I did have help in researching this knife. I did reach out to Patty at Patty's Potato Peelers and Martin at Steel City Knives, and those guys were invaluable in helping to give me some information on the background of this particular knife. So what we're looking at here is a strong pull on it. This is a real lamb's foot, and it'll tell you right there on the edge. It's a real lamb foot. Here is your tank stamp, which is why I had to contact those guys. It just says A. Wright, Sheffield, England, not A. Wright and Sons. So I was kind of interested into why it would say that. So in talking to those guys, they're thinking that possibly this was made 15 to 20 years ago in a run under John Mailham. And so I'm thinking that because Martin said that's when they used this etch. He reached out to some guys there in Sheffield that he's familiar with, and that's what they came up. I'd sent him some photos. Patty let me know that the blade is C70 carbon steel, and so really let's get into just the meat and potatoes of the knife. It came in at 3.1 ounces. You have on your lamb's foot 2.5-inch cutting edge, 2 3/4 inches to the bolster. You get the real lamb foot etch, the blue jig bone covers, which we went over, and it's 3 5/8 inches closed. I picked this up over at that Atascadero Jewelry and Loan, that pawn shop that I did the pawn shop gold mine. Sorry about that. Video, which showed they had a bunch of different knives that come in from a collector. I don't know if this was part of that collection or not. But what makes a lamb's foot is that the width of the blade is wider here than it is at the point. It's still kind of a Warncliffe type shape, but this was a knife, well, it still is very popular with farmers over in the UK. Very great utilitarian blade, kind of a semi upswept handle, as you can tell from the curve and the really kind of a hand, palm filling swell there. It does put the knife, as you can see, the point is already naturally, when you hold this in your hand, going to be ready to go to work. But just a fantastic little knife. I've been checking out, there's a thread on blade forums called the Guardians of the Lamb's Foot, and I can see why this is such a popular blade shape. This is my first slip joint lamb's foot. I have a couple other knives that are more modern ones that could be considered a lamb's foot type blade, and maybe we'll look at those in a future video. But I kind of didn't want to have anything else to take away from this, which is my first Arthur Wright knife, and just an absolute beauty. And I just love that etch on there. I know not everybody likes an etch on a blade, but saying real lamb foot on it, that just was the icing on the cake. So I was really happy with that. All right, guys. Well, that's all I got for this one. If you have any information or any experiences with lamb's foot blades, if you want to share that in the comments, I would be very happy to read that and see what we got going on. All right, we'll go ahead and call it here. You guys have a fantastic day, and I will see you in the next one. Take it easy, guys.